right, yes, it's another morning, and I just wanted to sort of elaborate on what happened yesterday quickly. But you know, our pump seized, and it's pretty obvious that we're not doing the right thing here. We've got two pumps trying to fill the tank. It worked for a little while, and then one of the pumps seized up. So it tells me that there's something going on that's not right. Anyhow, it is a long way. It's about 80 meters, I think, to the top of the hill, so it's a long way to push water. Anyhow, yesterday afternoon I spent a bit of time, and I thought, oh, there's got to be a better way, and I thought I'd ring around for two reasons. And one was to see if I can get a bigger pump. Maybe we just need a bit more power, like a 3 horsepower pump instead of 2 1 horsepower pumps to get the water up. So I did a bit of ringing around, and I've actually come into a place in Angeles City called IHO Enterprise here. And talking about pumps, they've got a 3 horsepower pump, so we can actually use that on the shallow well where we've got the failed pump, and possibly install that and to bring the water up. But the cost of that pump is up around about the 73,000 peso mark. It is very high. The other reason why I wanted to talk to these guys is since they supply pumps and tanks and that, and have a 3 horsepower pump, I reckon they've got some contacts in that industry, in bores and pumping that. So I got a contact, and hopefully, if Jamil can't, well, I hope Jamil can actually sort the problem out. But if he can't, I've got a backstop. I've got an expert that I might engage in getting this system looked at and see what sort of solution he wants to come up with. I also want an automatic shut off, and Jamil wasn't going to organise that for me, so I thought, yeah, I've got on YouTube, I've looked at it, yeah, it's pretty easy to organise. I've talked to out with these guys, and yeah, they said that's a very stock standard thing to have a cut off for your pump with a flotation sort of trigger. So I know it's possible, and I want to get this project 100% right, and I don't want any issues, I don't want any manual systems in place. So that's why I'm here at Angeles City to wrap those little things up, so I can go back to Alvin's today with information, meet with a plumber, and go through what we have to do. Yeah, life was just not meant to be easy, was it? No. Anyway, I like challenges, and this one's not going to beat me because it is just a basic water pumping project, really. And I've got a long way with it so far, and I just got to get the water into the tank, and that's all. All right, let us get back to Santa Juliana and continue this project. But I might get a coffee first. Question is where? All right, now I've done a little bit of business this morning, and I haven't had a decent cup of coffee. And look, when I'm in places like, you know, Angeles City or Capas, places away from Santa Juliana, I do like to look for some coffees, like a really, really good coffee. I love cappuccino. And that's what's really good about getting out and about and exploring these areas, is you find good coffee shops. And the other thing is, we need coffee. Well, I need coffee in the morning, get the brain going a little bit. So I found this place. I got onto Google Maps and I found this place just up the road, a couple of kilometers, called Lala Garden Cafe. But look at it. This is, I'm not expecting a building like this in the hustle and bustle of Angeles City. But this is a brand new, like, what can I say? It's like a factory area or a warehouse area. But they've got this incredible building here. So I'm going to go inside and try their coffee out, because I'm sure it's going to be pretty good to spend all this money on a building like this. Man, the coffee's got to be good. Let's go in. Yeah, and even the entrance is impressive, but look at this baby. I'm not sure I can get one over, but look at this cafe. Let's go have a quick look inside. Oh my God, I'm gobsmacked. Check this place out. It's like a little oasis. Oh, wow. Man, I find some gems when I come searching for coffees in the morning. And wow, this is just another one. Oh, I was at Josephine's, I think, the other day. And that's another garden coffee shop or cafe, but it's an external one. And it's got ponds and lakes in it. And that was beautiful, but this one's in the city, and it is Absolutely mind-blowing. Just look at this place. Oh, big screen. Look at the gardens in here. Up the stairs. Look at these chill out areas. Man, this is coffee taken to the next level. I'm just going to have to try it and just hang out here for a little while. Maybe I'll just hang out in the water. I wonder if you can go for a swim. Man. Oh, this actually is incredible. Right. Love the fountains. This is truly an amazing place. I'm gonna get some coffee. I just cannot help but shoot more of this place. It is grand. I mean, look at those light fittings up there. They are just mind-blowing. There's some more up there. It's a multi-level arrangement. I'm just going to sit down here by the window, but this is truly incredible. And just look at the scenery. All right, let us get back to work. There are many things to achieve today. All right, let's do it. Well, I'm back in Santa Juliana after that wonderful coffee that I had at that beautiful place. So yeah, it's back to business, and look, I've had to make that hard decision. I'm going to cut the plumber that I currently have. I don't feel there's enough knowledge there to get what I want. So look, as a project manager, you have to make hard decisions. Jamil is a nice gentleman. He's worked so hard. He's come up with different options. But since he hasn't done much of this work at all with the wells, I have to call on an expert. I have been concerned since we went to the second solution with the double pump arrangement. I was concerned about pushing water up that hill from that height, and the pump blowing. So you know, if I go and put another one in there, there's a good chance that won't be able to handle it either. Anyhow, I've got an expert. I'm meeting with an expert tomorrow who's coming round, and we're going to go through. We're going to go out to Yiyang and have a look at the bores and get his advice. Okay, so yep, hard decisions, but they're very necessary if you want to move on, and if you want to be a good project manager, you have to take those tough decisions sometimes. But this project's too big for one person. I don't want one person not being able to deliver, and that's just the way it is in life, you know. There's time, there's money. And yeah, certainly the additional money to try out these different solutions. Plus we're blowing a pump, so yeah, I'm gonna have to pay for that. Anyway, you live and learn. I'm gonna, you know, sit down tonight, lick the wounds, and get up tomorrow, and it's the start of another day. Hopefully a much more successful day. All right. Hey, well, g'day. And I've got my bore expert here, Baloy. He's come here this morning to try and solve the problem that we've got with this bore, because my plumber is having a little bit of a issue getting it to work. All right, we've just got to get past this guy first. Can we go through? Okay, fair enough. We can go through. All right, so make sure he doesn't sort of tell us I'm here. All right, so we're going down to the original well that I wanted to tap, because this is the original problem that we had. We couldn't tap this and put an automatic or a pump on there. So I'll ask Baloy, tell him about the problem that we've got with this pump. Oh, sorry, yeah, with this well, and then we'll go from there. All right, we've had a really good discussion about that first well and the problems that we have. And look, they were going to put a submersible, it's a thin little pump down there, and with compressed air so I can force it up. But look, the problem that we have with this little cylinder that's stuck down there, we need to remove that, and we can't. So the guys are now wanting to look at the second well, which is all the way down the bottom of the hill. And that's the one that we're having trouble forcing all the water up, and we're needing that 2-pump solution. So these experts are here. This is why I've engaged them. They can tell us straight away what we can and what we can't do, instead of playing around. I mean, we have learnt a hell of a lot with Jamel and his team. So, you know, I like the work he's done, and it hasn't been a waste of money. We've learnt so much, and I can tell these guys what he's learnt. But anyway, Jamel's coming, and so he can inform them what's going on. But right now we're going down to the second option, which is all the way down the bottom of the hill.
na lang. Ito may daan ba? Hanggang mga karating dito.
Sir, teka lang.
Hindi, hanggang lang doon.
Installation setup like this.
Hanggang lang doon, pero dito, pwede rin dito.
Hindi ba malaki makina yan? Alam mo yung jackhammer sa sa kalsada?
Yeah, I'm glad I got the experts in, because it was worrying me a little bit, spending time and money trying to get a solution that just was not working. So sometimes you got to just bite the bullet and get the experts in and just pay what's required to move your project along. But they are seeing quite a few things that they want to change, obviously, yeah, because this thing doesn't work at the moment.
See the installation setup, diba? There's a hand pump, there's a check valve, then the pump. First kasi, things to do.
Alright, we'll just quickly listen in what's going on.
Kailangan doon radar.
Ano muna yung dapat dito?
Mayroon silang radar doon sa maliit.
Yun ang ilalagay natin doon sa malaki. Kung yun ang gagamitin.
Yung radar yung parang ano lang? Parang
yung may nilalagay na na
kuryente
tubig.
rin yun, mag-upisa rito, sasabay mo doon.
Radar ka tsaka float switch. Isa lang naman trabaho rin.
kasi ako walang try kang kaya ni Pastor Almer pero pwede sopan mo ko.
O ang ano nito pa, syempre malayo.
Right, just a quick note on this. We're looking at possibly a diplomatic solution here, because we are finding that this setup can be very costly. We want to use this existing system that we have here, that the Koreans own. So the head of the village is going to try to be able to use that facility, because we know that works, and we just put the pipe into our tank that we put up there, and problem solved. We don't have to go through and tap this, put pumps on it, get the water up there, put piping in. I know we've probably wasted a bit of money in engineering it that way initially, but at least this way is going to work, and we can actually use all the piping and the other equipment and hardware that we bought on other projects, so it's not a waste of time. But I like that solution, because we're just not moving ahead with this, and to get a solution, a new well, new pumps and that, it's going to cost a lot of money. So I'm just praying that we can use the existing Korean facility that we have here, and the chief can organise it. Okay? Diplomacy, that's what we're after this time, diplomacy. I mean, at the end of the day, the Koreans donated this whole system to the village. So the village should have some sort of say in how it should be used and how it can be utilised to fill a much bigger tank, because the Koreans only provided such a small tank. That's where they went wrong, but that's how I thought would improve the whole thing, by putting out another tank in there. You know, we'll see what happens. This is continuing. Alright, let's get a bit more involved.
Para ang pinaka the best solution ito
lang talaga.
We don't need to buy any more.
Ito lang talaga ito.
We just found another well, and the chief wanted to suggest we use this one. It's a wider gauge, wider diameter.
Yeah. Okay. Used to, to
Kailangan, pakikita mo yung pag kinompress yan, air compress.
Right, so that's 4 inch.
Ano yung ano natin, itong dalawa?
So it's a 4 inch.
Tapos pag ano, di
Yeah, so that one's a 4 inch, so it's a bit wider than what we currently have here. So you're going to get a bit more water out there, different sort of pumping system on there. Look, we're looking at all these different options. There's actually a lot of options here. Submersible, could use the Korean system if they allow us. We cannot use the first option. We even have another option here, which is a 4 inch diameter bore. So that's what we're discussing now.
Yun ang papalo doon. Kasi kung dito mo asahan, mahirapan na makina pataas eh. Yung bigat lang ng tubig, may pressure na, di ba? Tapos dumaan pa ng
methodist ya. Kaya sabi mo pin baka kumbinsi me. At yun ay tangki kasi maragul. Yung kay mi sana pasonda mi pasamasan mi bang kay bat ay kayang tubo at tinangan eh. Ita mong tangki sana yung replace
I just want to say, I've got so many people working with me on this. I really appreciate their input. I mean, Jamel's got a team of about 4 people that has been working with him. The lawyers brought 4 people, 3 other people, so there's 4 people. Alvin, he is just instrumental to the success of this project, which we've had a few little successes, but not the primary objective. So I'm so thankful for these guys and their support and their time. You know, this is the whole thing. These guys are busy people. So yeah, I can't make this happen without a whole team behind me.
Maragula tangki, kay bat itang maragula tangki i-distribute mo yung danom kareng households. Alalang problemang bayaran pa kayang kuryente, kaming mamayad.
We're just upgrading it, and this is the issue. To get permission to upgrade an existing facility, which the village actually owns, it's been donated to them. That was our stumbling block initially.
And then we're putting lines going to the households. Their problem is also.
And once we get our tank filled, we then can run lines, and that's where I come in, and that's where I thought this project was going to be dead simple. But you know, you've seen from the previous episode all the issues that we've been having.
Ang hindi ko maintindihan, ba't hindi pumayag yung Koreano? So one time, nakausap ko yung pinaka-leader ng United Methodist Church dito, si DS. Anong tawag si DS? Anong ibig sabihin ng DS?
Alright, the kids work so hard around here. I just got to point out, you got hello, got her. She's filled up the bucket there, and I don't know, she's trying to get the water out. Alright, and she's just rinsing her little napkin, and now she's going to carry it. Now look at this. That's a bucket. It's at least 5 litres, and there she goes up the hill, I think. Oh, I think she's going to wash in it. I'm not too sure actually. That's the sort of thing that sort of hits hard here to me, you know, that they've got to live this way and they've got to come down and deal with this just to get water. And Chief wants his thongs nice and, or his flip-flops nice and clean. Right, I've just discovered on the head, and then she goes off the track to her home. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Very, very, very important. We've concluded our investigations.
Okay, bigay ko rin yung number niya sa'yo.
The chief's going.
May WhatsApp ba to? Wala.
He's got a smile on his face. Thank you guys. Alright, we are off. We're going to discuss it in detail back at Alvin's. Now we've got all the information, and then we'll get a quotation. But yeah, it's signing off for Yi Young. Alright. Alright, we've arrived back at Alvin's, the Strategy Centre. That's what we want. We'll call this place the Strategy Centre because that's where all the things get discussed. We make the decisions here. It's very comfortable. We get waited on with coffee and that, and it's just a lovely environment here to chill out and to discuss the strategy. What's next? My God, we spend a lot of time here actually talking about things, and we go and act on them, and they don't work, so we come back and chat. But now we've got the experts here. I feel that we're going to make some progress finally, some real progress. I mean, we did get a bit of water into the tank, but that's not good enough. I want it filled up. I want an automatic sensor to cut it off when it's full. You know, I want this thing to be a proper installation. So I've got the experts in here to make sure that happens.
First option, subject. First option, repair, no? Repair and install, no?
Well, we're just going through the options.
First option. The other one that we have a vertical Korean.
The existing existing
Oh.
Korean system. So we'll start with the existing Korean system.
Ano yung scope of work natin pa? Ano yung gagawin natin doon? Pull out muna, no?
Pull out.
Straw pipe.
Straw pipe.
Inner pipe, this one.
Right. So first of all, we pull out the inner
pull out,
pipe
inner pipe.
from the existing,
Existing.
Korean pump. Okay.
Then-
okay.
Boreholing.
Borehole, rebore it.
Reboring,
Okay, so we're
reboring.
going to rebore
Para
it.
Third one, air compress of deep well. We
Okay.
need to put air, then we measure the flow of
malalaman
water.
natin.
Okay.
What kind of volume, what kind of travel of water compress.
Great.
Then we return the example also only our labor only the materials
Oh, okay.
you are want to buy.
Yeah, we buy it. Okay.
Sample, we need to adjust the straw pipe or
Is the air compressor permanent or is that just temporary?
temporary only
Temporary.
for
So
measuring
we borrow that?
no
Oh,
us,
you supply it.
together with the contract this
Oh,
one.
it's a part of the contract. So we lease it.
It's a part of
Okay.
that's why I discussed the scope of work first.
Yes. So this is really good because we are
Hello.
discussing scope of work, and it's really important that we get the precise details.
Hello.
If I'm to supply equipment, even if it's leasing the equipment, I need to know that instead of buying it. Just giving you an example of the reboring process there, the machine they're using. Okay.
The transfer pump that we call
We're just going to continue now. So installation of the pump, best tank, and booster pump. We're not sure of that.
with pressure tank.
It's a pressure tank. Okay. So the booster pump could be a pressure tank, which I've actually investigated pressure tanks. Testing and
Priming.
Yeah. Okay.
First, we're gonna pre-flow in the deep well. After we mentioned it's okay, we're gonna transfer in best tank. Then there's another transfer pump.
Yep. Booster
Then
pump.
pressure tank.
And the pressure tank. Yeah.
Sama na sa installation niya.
I'm really feeling comfortable with this because now we can get the water up there. I know it's going to work. These guys are experts, so
naman yung natin.
it's really good.
Basta yung ano mo diyan kasi stall compress para hindi na isa-isa.
It's pitcher drawing time.
Ito check valve. Ito ngayong cap. Ito bubutas-butas.
Ito
na
naka-mail adapter
Parang
dito, sir.
Kinonvert mo ng check valve, put valve. Kasi yung hindi
strainer.
masilan yung doon kasi
Konting lang sir, diretso niya sinisip-sip pumapasok.
Okay, so here we have the bore itself, which is
3 inches.
3 inches. And we got
Secondary.
the secondary casing.
2 inches.
It's 2 inches. And then we have the inner pipe, which is 1 inch.
1 inches this
That's
one.
the one neck.
1 inches
1
inner
inch.
casing.
Inner casing.
Inner pipe.
All right. Absolutely brilliant. And we do have these flange plates. We have
Injector.
injector
Foot valve.
and foot valve. Okay. Pretty complicated just for a hole in the ground,
This
but
one.
it works, and that's the main thing.
Ejector.
All right.
2 inches. Yeah. Then this one adapter.
Adapter
Adapter.
and then the pump. And we don't know how many horsepower that is at the
This
moment.
one vertical pump.
Vertical pump. It's a vertical pump. Okay.
Vertical type. Jetmatic pump.
Excellent. Great. Right, we have another illustration that Boy was so kind enough to jot down. He's a pretty good artist, I must admit. Yeah, I like his work. Let's have a look.
This is the scope of work that we have.
Yeah.
First, the reserve tank, best tank. We have contactor magnetic to switch the float switch. This
Okay.
one,
Float switch. This is what I want. Automatic
the
turn off.
sensor. Turn off.
Yep. It's got to happen. Got to happen.
If down, coming the water.
Correct, yeah.
If already up,
So it's connected to the pump. Shuts the pump off. Yeah.
circuit breaker,
So,
contactor
yep.
magnetic.
Okay. Yep.
And this the another part of breaker,
Okay.
circuit breaker. This one.
So we do the small tank
The reservoir.
is 1,200 liters.
1,200.
1,200 liters.
Yeah. Then the
And
pressure tank,
There's
82,
a pressure tank,
82
82 liters.
gallons.
Oh, 82 gallons. Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah, that one.
And that's it. And that's the solution. And then the pump, is it?
Pump. This
pump.
one is a automatic switch. Automatic switch.
Automatic switch. So this will pump water up.
Oh, but our work
Yeah.
is related to the contract. Is only for this.
Oh, yeah.
Another part, the installation of
The piping.
the piping.
Oh, okay. This is just to
pipe laying.
extract the water. Okay.
Only this part of our contract.
Okay, part of the contract.
The other part will be additional if we are pipe laying.
To get the pipe laying
Pipe laying to the main.
to the main tank. Yeah.
Main tank.
Okay. All right.
This is related to our work.
Great. Okay. Well, you saw that. That was a good illustration, but it's only all the hardware and the labour to extract the water. There's more costs involved to actually get the water and buy a pump to get it up to the actual tank. So hopefully option one will be our best solution, our cheapest solution, but at least we've got the second option there. So if we can't do the first, well then we're going to go to the second, and they'll both be priced up. So yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to sign off, but before I do, I've got to thank Beloy and his team, okay? Thank you, mate. Thank you very much for your help today. And father, okay? And helper.
Elmer.
And one more young man here, all right? And Alvin. Oh, and Alvin, of course, yeah. All right, yeah. All right, I've got to thank these guys so much, all right? And hopefully we'll get a good price. Actually, we've got a good price so far. But I just want to say one more thing. We're going to sign off. I'll see you in the next episode, but live your dreams, okay? Bye-bye.
Live your dreams.